Is from GET 2023. The question is asked from differential equation, and it's a very easy question and it carry 2 mark. Okay, let's see how quickly we can do that. See, in the given equation, it's given x dash equal to yt and y dash equal to xt. So it's a system of differential equation, right? Let's see we can how you can do that. So first, let's write this in our known form. Like x dash equal to dx dt and y dash equal to dy dt, right? So x dash is given as yt, right? So write this at dx dt equal to yt and dy dt equal to xt. Now derivative again any of the equation. Okay, so I derive the second equation again with respect to t. So if you derive with respect to t, what will have, you will get d2y dt2 is equal to dx dt, right? But what is dx dt? See the first equation, dx dt is given yt, so write it. So now you have a well-known equation in your hand, that is d2y dt2 is equal to yt, and you know the solution of it very well. But let me just show you very quickly how you do that. You know how to take a trial solution. You take y equal to e to the power mt, then just put it here. If y equal to e to the power mt, then d2y dt2 will be m square e to the power mt. Then you will get the auxiliary root m equal to plus minus 1, and you will get yt is equal to c1 e to the power t plus c2 e to the power minus t, right? But now you have yt, but you have to compute xt also, right? So xt is given as dy dt, equation 2, right? Xt is dy dt. Now you have yt in your hand. Now then put dy dt, make dy dt will be what, c1 e to the power t plus c2 into e to the power derivative of e to the power minus t, what, e to the power minus t into minus 1. So it is c1 e to the power t minus c2 e to the power minus t. So now you have xt and yt both. And also in the question it's given two conditions, x0 is equal to alpha and y0 equal to beta. Okay, so do that. X0 is equal to alpha and y0 equal to beta. If you put here, you will get these two equation. In place of t, if you put 0, then xt will be given c1 e to the power 0, that means only c1, because e to the power 0 is 1, and again minus c2. So c1 minus c2 will be alpha and c1 plus c2 equal to beta. Then if you add these two equation, you will get c1 and then also c2. Now you have the complete solution xt and yt. See, xt will be this, and in place of c1 you will put alpha plus beta by 2, and also yt you will get, right? Now read the question again, what the question asks. The question wants to know that what happens when alpha 1 beta equal to minus 1, then mod xt plus yt will go to 0 or not. In every option check, they have given a value of alpha and value of beta, and they have asked that mod of xt plus mod of yt is going to 0 or not when t tends to infinity. So count it that they have asked when t tends to infinity, right? So, and another thing is that they have said that mod of xt plus mod of yt. So both mod xt and mod yt, both the time is positive or not, positive or equal to 0, right? Because mod is always positive. So to positive term will go to positive term as t tends to infinity. So when these two term will go to 0, when both the term have to go to 0, tends to, mod xt have to be tends to 0 and mod of y2 will have to tends to 0, because there is no possibility that mod of xt will go to plus 1 and mod of yt will go to minus 1, and then their sum will go to 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So right, so there is no possibility like this. So the only possibility is mod of xt have to tends to 0 as t tends to infinity, and mod of yt have to go to 0 at t tends to infinity, right? So let's see how this. So you have xt is this one. So as t tends to infinity, you can see e to the power minus infinity, the second term, you see this term, e to the power minus t. So e to the power minus t will be tends to 0 as t tends to infinity, right? In the equation y also, e to the power minus t will tends to 0 as t tends to infinity. But this e to the power t term, it will tends to infinity. So when x2 will tends to 0, e to the power minus t is already goes to 0, but e to the power t is not going to be 0. So so for xt tends to 0, what do we need? The coefficient of e to the power t, it must be 0, because other than this, if anything is there, if there is any non-zero constant, then e to the power t is so powerfully goes to infinity that it will dominate its constant term. Okay, so for xt tends to 0, it must be needed that the coefficient of e to the power t must be equal to 0. Okay, that I write here. So now let's read the options. When the coefficient of e to the power t will go to 0, when alpha plus beta by 2 is 0, that means alpha equal to minus beta, right? So let's see the option. Option A says that alpha equal to 1, beta equal to minus 1. So if alpha equal to 1, beta equal to minus 1, then 1 minus 1 will go to 0, right? 1 minus 1 is 0, so coefficient of e to the power is 0. So option A is right. Let's see option 2. Option 2 says alpha equal to 1, beta equal to 1. Then 1 plus 1 is 2. So option 2 is not right, right? Similarly, you can check option 3, 4, means option C, D. They will also not right. They will, the coefficient of e to the power t will be not 0. So only option A is right. So you see how quickly we can do this. I think I hope you understand the video. So if you understand the video and if you want more updated like this, so please subscribe.